Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. So now that our 1 week break is over, we have gotten our initial leaks of One Piece chapter 1059. And now that we have these initial leaks of the chapter, we're going to comment a little on what happened and theorize on what could happen in this and some of the next chapters. These leaks of chapter 1059 also have some very interesting and important information, not only about the history of One Piece, being information in which they could indicate that it is the beginning of a great conflict starting to form, but also other events that are taking place simultaneously. Now, we don't know if or how these events will collide, but there are so many conflicts that are happening that not even Luffy will be able to participate in all of them. But before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like, or even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content, and if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or your favorite with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into these leaks. So my friends, as we do in all these leak videos, please remember that these are just leaks and early leaks at that, and we don't even have the complete information for this chapter. So as things come out throughout the week, we are going to make sure to bring you more videos to bring as much detail as possible and keep you informed about this chapter. We're also looking to see that there may be some things that are alluding to Teach's next objectives. So there's going to be some really cool things that we're going to be seeing in these first leaks. So in these initial leaks of One Piece chapter 1059, we're starting to get the beginning of this new saga. Wano is all over, we know that the Straw Hats are moving on, and we are now officially heading into the final saga of One Piece. And we're going to have more information about the bounties and the beginning of these great conflicts that are starting to lay out in the world of One Piece. Now, as we do with all of our leak videos, before we go in depth, we're going to list out each of the topics that we'll cover. And for this particular leak video, we've got 7 for you for chapter 1059. So here's our list of topics. Number 1, there is a new model of pacifista called a Seraphim. 2, Blackbeard attacked Amazon Lily during the Marine invasion, and he did it because he wanted Boa Hancock's Devil Fruit power. 3, Blackbeard's new bounty is 3.996 billion berries. 4, Boa Hancock has turned almost all invaders to stone, including Katarina Devon and Vasco Shot. 5, Boa Hancock's new bounty is revealed at 1.659 billion. 6, Rayleigh came and saved the situation. And finally 7, Kobe was kidnapped in the process by the Blackbeard pirates. So now that we've covered our list of topics that are going to be happening in this chapter, let's take each one of these topics and think about what it might represent in a bit more detail so we can get an idea of what might be happening in this chapter. So the first topic in this leak is that we have information about the new pacifistas that have made an appearance, and they're a child with a large size, seeming to have white hair, dark skin, and black wings, being able to be kind of a version of Kuma when small with some modifications in their appearance. Now it seems that the name has been changed from pacifista to Seraphim, which may be alluding to some kind of angel, meaning that Vegapunk wishes to unlink the robots from Kuma's image, making them have a unique identity without any ties to a former revolutionary or warlord. And like I just said, it's also clear that their name Seraphim refers to angels, of course being the highest rank among all the chorus of angels, among the hierarchy of heavenly beings, being only below the divinity itself. For instance, when you think about the archangels in many of the Christian or Judeo-Christian faiths, the archangels, the highest chorus, were of course seraphims. It's most likely that the seraphim are probably the protectors of the Gorosei and the world nobles, as they call themselves celestial dragons or divine beings, being as close to a god as they think they can imagine. So these seraphim would be their defending angels who would protect them if the Marines weren't around. And it seems that the current fighting force of the world government is going to be much more powerful than the very pacifistas we know, demonstrating that the SSG technology is much more advanced than we may have ever imagined. And the fact that we have these extremely powerful robots capable of defeating pirates easily, this could be an even greater obstacle for the Straw Hats, who at some point are going to come in conflict with one of these units. Another group surely to be targeted by the SSG is of course the Revolutionary Army, who are the biggest and loudest enemy of the world government. So we could soon expect that the SSG will use these robots for some mission to annihilate the revolutionaries or other pirates, demonstrating to us their great and terrible power. Next in the leak, we got final confirmation that Teach is finally starting to act, because for a long time he seemed to remain hidden, like he was still working on his master plan, or at least waiting for something to happen. But now he's following his plan to get the One Piece, and Teach, together with his crew, attacked Amazon Lily during the Marine invasion. During the conflict, Teach managed to destroy some of the Marine ships and invade the island, with his ultimate goal of not just taking on the Amazons, but going after their leader, Boa Hancock, because during this confrontation, we found out that Teach wants Hancock's fruit. So Teach went to Amazon Lily with the aim of taking her life and possibly giving the fruit to some of his crew member of his vessel. But Teach's plan didn't go the way he wished, and Boa Hancock was able to petrify most of Teach's pirates, including Katarina Devon and Vasco Shot. In addition to that, Rayleigh arrived as a reinforcement to be able to face Teach, preventing him from achieving his goals, and managed to save Boa Hancock from Teach's grasp. This forced Teach to retreat from the totally unfavorable situation, having lost many allies who were by his side, and we don't necessarily know if he can recover any of his companions or whether he left them behind, which could mean that Teach is going to be on the lookout for more powerful allies in the future to bolster his ranks. But it also seems that Teach did not leave this confrontation empty-handed, because he managed to kidnap Koby. Now, we don't know how he did it, but there's a possibility that Koby is also allied with Boa Hancock and was trying to stop Teach. But however it played out, during this battle, Koby ended up being kidnapped, something that Teach may come to regret in the future, because Koby is a very dear friend of Luffy's. And if our favorite rubber captain finds out about this in the future, he may have an inkling to go after Koby along with the Amazons and even Rayleigh, because of all that they did for him during the time skip. During this situation on Amazon Lily, we also got information about the bounties of both Teach and Boa Hancock. Now, we don't know if this is in the chapter or it'll be updated with other crew members of both crews, but so far we just have these two captains. So let's first start talking about Teach, who currently has a bounty of 3.996 billion berries, surpassing even the reward of Luffy, Law, and Kid, and being second only to Shanks, who is the current Yonko with the largest reward and bounty in the world. Everything that Teach has done, from his influence in Marineford to taking the fruit of Whitebeard, all of these things allowed him to attain this great bounty. And also, he may have picked up a little bit more as he's been in search of power and filling out his ranks with many more powerful pirates. But unfortunately, one of the things we don't know, because we've been focused so much about what was going on in Wano, is we don't necessarily know the big full picture that Blackbeard might have pulled off while we were all in Wano. But whatever he did, he managed to get this incredible bounty and is quite close to Shanks. But of course, his bounty still could increase a lot given time. So something that could immediately give him a bump is the fact that Teach was able to capture a Marine Rear Admiral, the fourth most important position within that organization. And even though Koby may not be really recognized worldwide, he still holds a very powerful position. And with the new Marine capture rewards, Koby is also become much more valuable, because remember, because of the Cross Guild, the Marines now have bounties. But it's maybe not that Teach is after the bounty, but he's gonna try and use Koby's capture to get someone's attention. Now, the attention that Teach is looking for, well, it could be the Marines or even Luffy, because Teach might know the relationship between Koby and Luffy. And now that the Straw Hat Boy has turned into a Yonko, Teach's interest in Luffy may have increased even further and likely made him a much larger target. So perhaps through Koby, Teach is going to be able to pull Luffy towards him and even try to defeat him, managing to take his bounty and his powers awakened a short time ago, powers in which he was able to use to defeat Kaido. Changing topic from Teach to Boa Hancock, she had a big bounty just like many of the other ex-Shishibukai or warlords, although she seems to have one of the smaller current bounties for not doing much during this Wano arc. So currently, Boa Hancock has a bounty of 1.659 billion berries, surpassing the old bounty that Luffy had. However, he also managed to surpass his own bounty after becoming a Yonko. And just like we said about Teach, we don't know much about what Boa Hancock has been up to since we've been in Wano. And we don't know if she's had any really great achievements that we could comment on. She's just been taking care of her citizens of Amazon Lily. But after this invasion, this could make her have a whole new objective, to go after and take out Teach. So because of this revenge kick, we could see something similar to the alliance of Law and Luffy. But now it would be Hancock and the Straw Hats becoming allies, because they would be out to defeat Teach and his crew, who are gradually gaining more and more power in the world. And now that she knows that the Marines and other pirates could be after her and her crewmates, it makes no sense to still remain on Amazon Lily, just trying to defend the island at times where the Marines might show up, or any other pirate for that matter. But if Boa Hancock and company were able to defeat Teach, she might then go after the Navy to try and get the ex-Shichibukai hunt to stop, or at least find a way to make the Navy stop hunting her and her fellows from Amazon Lily. One asset Hancock may have on her side, of course, is Koby, because if Boa Hancock is really going to face Teach with Luffy, Koby is going to see that she isn't a bad pirate, because of course Koby knows the kind of person that Luffy is. And since she's an ally of his, this would allow Koby to try and stop the Marines from pursuing her. And finally, let's talk about Silvers Rayleigh. He unexpectedly appeared in this chapter, helping the citizens of Amazon Lily to face Teach, possibly having a much bigger part in the upcoming events that will involve Hancock. And Rayleigh's participation may be crucial to be able to defeat their common enemy, such as Teach, or other powerful Marines, or something bigger that might happen in the future. But with all that said, my friends, let us know what you think about it. What do you think happened in Amazon Lily, and what role do you think Hancock, Koby, and Rayleigh could end up playing? And also, what do you think Teach is going to do now that some of his crew has been turned to stone? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video today, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video all the way up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I really hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.